Alright, okay, Nintendo. Alright, okay, you got me. You got me by the funny place, okay? You know, earlier this year I had expressed that I wasn't really all that eager, all that excited about Nintendo's lineup for this year, and, well, not to say that I was wrong for feeling that way, but man, what a 180 this year has brought to me in the form of Nintendo games. Oh boy. Splatoon Raiders is just the latest game in the lineup to, absolutely knock my socks off. Let me tell you, not that I even expected this one to be bad or anything like that. I assumed it was probably going to be a pretty good game. I really liked the first 3 Splatoon games. Those are some fun games. Those are pretty good. Splatoon Raiders? Guys, this game is on a whole different level, okay? Would it be crazy for me to say that I think I might even actually prefer this game to the other Splatoon games? I don't know. I don't know. Is that crazy to say? I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig into it here a little bit. I'm gonna share with you guys my experience after completing the game, give you my thoughts, my funny little thoughts on the Splatoon game. Before we jump into it, if you could, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, because I would really appreciate that. That would really help this video out. The last Splatoon video I did not perform very well. I don't think it's very popular here in the West. Okay, let's jump into it. So Splatoon Raiders is like an action RPG horde shooter kind of game with some platforming elements, and I think this, man, Nintendo just keeps giving me happy reasons to own a Switch 2, let me tell you. Almost basically every single month since the Switch 2 launched, Nintendo has had a new game, whether it's on Switch or Switch 2, mostly Switch 2. This is just the latest game in the lineup, but like, honestly, this is definitely one of those must-have games for the Switch 2. I completely, like, in my first impressions video, I said I didn't really get the whole, well, not that I didn't get it, but like people were saying this game was like crack, right? I hadn't fully become a crackhead yet. I'm a crackhead now. A crackhead for Splatoon Raiders. So the story follows these people. What are they called? Off the hook? Off the chain? The 3 people, and they want to go to the Spiral Light Islands because there's treasure, and they want to make a whole bunch of money. And you are the pilot / mechanic who just happened to be caught up in all of it. So you help these greedy pricks go get a bunch of treasure, and you're gonna get probably a lousy cut of it, but that's okay because you get to play the game, and that's the fun part. So beyond that, where do I even, how do I tackle this? How do I tackle this funny little game? I don't know. I guess let's start with the gameplay. That makes sense, right? It's a video game. So when they finally got around to like fully revealing Splatoon Raiders, and we got to see a little bit more about what the gameplay was all about, it looked an awful lot like Salmon Run. Like if Salmon Run had its own, like, story mode campaign, and that was a-okay with me, because I think Salmon Run in Splatoon 2 and 3, they might be some of my favorite parts of those games, maybe even my favorite parts of those games. I just have a ton of fun getting in there, blasting through hordes and waves of salmon enemies, lots of fun. So when they announced that they were doing a single-player focused Splatoon spin-off all around the salmonoids, I don't know what it is, but I was interested. And I can say, like, yeah, it is definitely very Salmon Run inspired, Salmon Run adjacent, but it's not always necessarily about blasting through hordes and waves of salmonid enemies, although that is a big part of it. There's a couple of different like level layouts and themes and things to keep the spice, but it adds a little spice into the mix, puts a little spice in the pot, in the pan to sizzle up the salmon. So, you know, there are levels that are very linear, where you're kind of, I don't know, it's like an obstacle course, basically. Platform heavy, well, I can't even say it's platform heavy, because it's not really super platform heavy. You're going from A to B, that's kind of what it is. After you defeat like a wave of enemies that are surrounding these crystal stalactites, whatever, I don't know what they are. You have to break them down. You get some shards that can be used as currency for upgrading weapons and all that kind of stuff. And just you wait, we'll get to that here in a sec. So yeah, there's that as a level type. There's like level types where you're burrowing underground. You defeat enemy waves in a certain amount of time to be able to progress further. You can collect these compasses, which unlock these little challenge levels that feature specific gadgets, and you have to try to work your way through those, and they grant you level up tokens to level up, because again, it's an action RPG, which is that's kind of a big surprise to me. I was not expecting that, but man, does it work here. It works. There's 3 different tank types to choose from, the speed, the tactical, and the power tanks. Sorry if any of you watched my first impressions video and stuck to one tank. Don't do that. Do not listen to me. Never listen to a thing I say ever again. The game definitely does incentivize you to, level up each of your individual tanks, and you'll see why as you play through the game, but it's there. It's definitely worth leveling each of them up. You get some cool powers, you get some cool additional things. I ended up leveling up, maxing out actually all 3 of my tanks, and then funny enough, I ended with the tactical tank, and then that was the one that I actually ended up completing the game with. I ended up liking that one quite a bit. I mean, I really liked all of them for different reasons. They all have fun perks and gadgets. I love the splatchet on the power tank, dude. That thing just rips right through every single enemy. It's so good. Oh, I love the on the speed tank, the gadget that you like jump and do a big explodey landing, and it splats all the enemies around you. Very fun. The little turret on the tactical tank. You get to just have a whole extra little guy to help defeat some enemies with you, and it's fun. It's awesome. The gadgets and the tanks, that's one thing. It's just the insane part of this game comes from just how crazy customizable everything is. While you're treasure hunting, you are constantly picking up new weapons and pieces of gear to basically mod and customize your gadgets. You can increase their attack range or change how they attack, change the damage levels. There's so many different ways to customize. It's actually kind of bonkers. There's weapons with different levels of rarity, so you can get like legendary drops and all that kind of fun stuff. They deal different amounts of damage, and of course each of the weapons operate differently from each other, very uniquely in the Splatoon way that they do. You can just have like a regular splatty gun that just shoots splat all over the place. Or you can have a paintbrush or a paint roller and just mow everything down in front of you, and it's pretty cool. And then you can also just upgrade all the different weapons too, using different pieces of materials that you collect as you're playing through the game. Again, I gotta emphasize, it's so customizable in such an awesome way. I mean, it like the sense of progression that you get here is just, it's so much fun. I love games. I love games. But I love games that make you feel like you're getting stronger as you play. These action RPG type games. I know I compared it to like Elden Ring and the Souls games in my first impressions video. It's not like that in terms of how it plays, but that sense of satisfying progression is just like, it's unmatched. It's so good. Early on in the game, I was facing some real challenges in some of these like dungeons and some of these levels. I was like, damn, I'm getting my ass whooped. Granted, I do have my difficulty cranked up to the hard mode, to the hard max, to the max. I'm not having a stroke, I promise. But because you have all these different, again, like gear and gadgets and tanks to swap between and all that fun stuff, you can switch stuff out and reapproach a challenge that you were getting stuck on, and maybe just like take out that level in a whole different way than what you were trying to. Or, you can go push ahead to some different levels and gain a couple of levels, and every time you level up, you get extra health and extra weapon damage, and you also get these little like level up tokens that you can use to apply to a couple of different categories like health, weapon damage, gadget damage, and even gadget equipment space, so that way you can equip even more gadgets onto your gadgets, and it's just like, what? because you're going to be collecting lots of different materials and currency. You get to use all of that different stuff to upgrade parts of your little ship that you're floating around on in the Spiralite Islands. So it helps to increase the size of the ship. It gives you new workstations to, you know, like level up your weapons or craft new perks for your gadgets and even craft new gadgets. Very cool and very fun. Let me tell you, the deeper you get into this game, the harder it gets, which, I mean, that seems pretty obvious, but I mean, dude, some of these levels get really spicy. That was actually not intentional. Once you reach a certain point in certain areas of the game, the levels that you've previously completed actually unlock spicy versions, which are just harder versions of those levels. And that really surprised me. There's a lot to sink your teeth into in this game. And once you actually complete the final boss, which, by the way, I'm not going to show anything from it. I'm not showing anything from, like, late game in this video. But once you complete that, there's actually a whole post-game to tackle as well, with even more challenging levels. It's so bonkers. I do just want to, like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I do just want to say, holy crap, the finale of this game. Oh, it is so good. Playing through the campaign of Splatoon Raiders honestly makes me want to go back and play through Splatoon 3 again. Oh, I mean, play through Splatoon 3, period. I never completed the campaign of that game. I barely made a dent in it. I pretty much picked that one up and played almost exclusively multiplayer and Salmon Run. I didn't really mess around with the campaign. I know it's a different beast than Splatoon Raiders campaign, but, you know, it kind of has got me in a little bit of a Splatoon-y mood, so I might have to go check that out. Characters and the interactions were, you know, pretty fun. They had some fun dialogue between them. I would say I'm probably the least familiar with this group of the idols compared to the first two games, I guess. And this game kind of helped to, you know, characterize them a bit more for me and, like, I don't know, create a little more fondness for them. Shiver Fry, I think her name is. I don't hold me to that. And Big Man. I like these guys. I like this group. They're fun. Funny little fellas. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 hee. Speaking of funny, I think the real funny part about this game is how much Nintendo is pushing it as a single player experience. Now, granted, I did play through pretty much I played through the whole game just single player. I did all of that myself, but I got a copy of the game for my wife too, and she's starting to work her way through it. And, you know, we teamed up for a couple of levels, and, you know, we're kind of like slowly working through it together on her end, and that is a lot of fun too. It's super easy and super seamless to just like jump in and jump out from multiplayer. It really kind of makes me wonder like why Nintendo decided to push it so hard as a single player only experience, and not single player only. They have mentioned that there's multiplayer, but like they tended to de-emphasize it. From what I've been told, that's more so a thing here in the West. So, kind of wondering if that was some sort of attempt at appealing to a new crowd here in the West, because Splatoon doesn't tend to have much going for it here in the West. People don't, I don't know what it is. I think it's, you know, it's a pretty Japanese kind of game, so maybe it's just, I don't know, it's not American enough. They don't put enough cheeseburgers in the games. But it works just as well in multiplayer. Honestly, that might even be the ideal way to play the game. I enjoyed myself quite a bit playing through a single player, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking forward to going back and playing through it again with my wife, seeing how the experience differs, you know what I mean? I had to blast through it so I could get this video out, so that was, yeah. But you know, if you're struggling, you can also call in just random helpers from online to come help beat a level that maybe you're struggling with, so it's not like you're completely left in the dark if you don't have the right gear and equipment to get through a certain level. From what I can tell, I think the entire game is playable in multiplayer. Some of those compass like challenge levels with the specific gadgets I would have thought might not be you know, playable online, but no, they are. They just straight up are. Everything is. doing some of these raids. That's gonna be fun with some people. That'll be fun. Anyway, I don't know. I think I might have touched on just about everything that there is to touch on about Splatoon Raiders. That's another 2 thumbs up from me this year. Nintendo is absolutely killing it. They have me out here sounding like a glazer this year, which is very funny considering how I started out feeling about their lineup for this year. As of this moment, the only other game in their lineup for this year that I have any kind of remote interest in has got to be Ocarina of Time, but I do got to see more of that first before I fully decide if I'm gonna nab it. I don't know yet, but I gotta say, yeah, of the games that I have picked up and played, I mean, heck, I even got the Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder, and you know, the extra levels that come along with that. That was really solid too. Just all these games, man, they're excellent. I haven't even played everything that they're releasing this year. I played a little bit of Pokopia. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but like I can see the appeal. I can see how that's a pretty good game right there. Tomodachi, another game that's not really my cup of tea, but I see how other people enjoy it. And then Rhythm Heaven, I gotta say, I haven't picked that one up and played it yet, but that one is it's tempting me. I'm getting tempted to pick that one up. It looks like that would be a game that I would probably enjoy if I tried it, so. I don't know, man. I don't know. While the rest of the industry is all about cinematics and super cool graphics and all that kind of stuff, Nintendo remains dedicated to gameplay first, and I think that's just kind of why I tend to stick around with them. When I'm done with that hour-and-a-half tutorial at the beginning of all my Nintendo games, then I know I'm in line for a really fun time. Splatoon Raiders tutorial was a little long-winded, but I kind of took my time too, so maybe I could have blasted through it if I just, like, I don't know, blasted through it. Anyway, okay, that's enough glazing from me for now, Jesus. What can I say? I've been enjoying Nintendo's output. I gotta say, Splatoon Raiders, it's up there. It's up there as one of the best Switch 2 games that I've played so far. I mean, nothing's gonna top Bonanza. I'm sorry. Nothing's topping Bonanza for me. Maybe ever again. I love that game too much. Air Riders, I loved Air Riders too. That game was excellent. And then Splatoon Raiders. It's up there. It's up there for me. I think I hit all the things I needed to hit. How are you guys feeling about Splatoon Raiders? Have any of you picked it up? Are any of you having a good time with it? Whatever the case, hey, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button if you're new. I mean, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. I mean, you could hit that like button if you're new too. I appreciate your likes. I'll accept any likes. It's very kind of you. That's about it from me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.